Himalayas a hard place to live. Real hard. Ain't no soft landing nowhere in here. You either catch on quick, or this place chew on you slow. This life don't hand out directions. Just wait. Just pressure sitting on your chest every morning. Folks think trouble kicked the door in. Nah. Trouble slick. Trouble got perfume on. Smiling at you like it already know your name, already in the room when you walk in. That's the slings and arrows, you don't hear them fly, you just feel that sting and wonder where it came from. Whole layer wrapped in dark mystery. Old magic in the walls. Wizards whispering deals they don't keep. Dragons watching from the shadows, counting bodies like loose change. Succubus love looks sweet at first, then you wake up lighter than you went to sleep. Heart tax, soul pawn. It's war out here. Quiet war. Betrayal wears silk and smile real nice. Same cats break bread with you. Be the one selling your name 2 streets over. This whole thing a stone cold trip, baby. No fair fights, no refunds. So whatever shield you walk around with, it better be battle tested. Not shiny. Not shiny. Not fresh out the armory, I'm talking chip paint. Bent edges. Blood you couldn't wash off even if you tried. Cause the layer don't care how fly you look in your armor. They care what's still holding when the smoke drifts off. If you still here tomorrow, still breathing, still standing on your square, then yeah, you's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
this minute. Oh, yeah. They say, Nightish, when you gonna be on? I say, I'm on the same time, but I'm shadow banned, so I can't even post. So now you go to your page, and when you have a membership and whatever else, you can go to your page, you can post things. When I'm gonna come on, the rules of the layer and all. I don't have a post page. So I gotta hit you with the shorts with the subscribes on it. I'm finna flood y'all with some shorts tomorrow. I'm gonna delete some of them other ones, and I'm gonna flood y'all with some shorts for the next few days. Because yes, I'm shadow banned. That's why there's one person here right now, and it's okay. Cause as Arnold said, I'll be back. So this was a strong punch in the wallet, and I'm okay with it. I want to do some telling on somebody right quick while we right here, cause I saw this today, and I want y'all to know about this feller, and I want a refund. How does that motherfucker keep looking? And I want a refund. So let me do this. Let me go right over here and pull this good old page up so my sound is together. Let me turn myself up a little bit more, a taste bit more. Change this. And I want to go to right here. I want y'all to see this right cheer. So here we go. Let's go on over here. Let's go on over here. 1.27 seconds. I want y'all to look at something right quick. Let me make sure everything is groovy. Everything is cool. Let's do this here. Close that. Close that. And then go right here. Now let me see. Let's pull it up on the screen. Now right here, what we have here. This is YouTube. It says, hi, Knight. The channel membership feature on John Galt has been paused. So your membership has been paused. We'll let you know when it starts up again and you resume your recurring payments. If you like, you can cancel this membership from the purchases page on your computer or Android device, or request a refund of your last month's payment at any time. So what I'm going to do, guys and gals, is hit request a refund. That's what we do, right? Give me my money back. Let me see. It tells me how to request a refund, troubleshoot a YouTube charge, blah, blah, blah. So it's not an easy thing. Wah. So I have to do it at another time because I don't want to go too far away from the show today. So we got that popping, this popping. Let's get back off into the YouTube studios. Ever since I came back, I've been on a couple times, y'all. So don't say if where's my channel is right here. Let's go on over to the beautiful Lucky Marie and Jazz. I was going to do both of these shows earlier, but I got preoccupied. with some other things. We here now though. Uh-huh. Actually what we see. Actually what we see. We want to close up there and that and add this to the screen as we shall proceed to give you what you need. Pow.
It's a little
My
flip.
shirt. My shirt. Look at Sean. He coming in here already. Mississippi is fat as hell. Shout out to y'all though. We are gonna have a little bit of a conversation because y'all know when I see something online, I just gotta talk about it. So I seen this, Jazz, and I was able to pull it up bigger so you can see it. So I seen this, right?
Key
Just kinda
statistics
pause it.
of obesity in black women,
And this is the part
obesity
that
in
got
black
me, right?
girls and youth.
It was said about 57% of Black women in the US are classified as obese, right? According to American Cancer Society.
Now, when the dude y'all say is Kitten Hill said this, y'all always add him because he's zesty and sassy and was a male cheerleader and all of this stuff. But now with the beautiful Lucky Marie and Jazz is talking about key statistics on obesity in black women, obesity in black girls and youth. Prevalence. Black female high school students had higher obesity rates than peers. 20.8% for the female black students versus 13.4 overall. For youth aged 9 to 12, non-Hispanic black girls were 55% more likely to be obese than female students overall. About 5 point, no, that says 57% of black women in the U.S. are classified as obese. A significantly higher rate than white women at 40%. 40%. Oh, no, that thing says less than 40. No, that can't be right. So you have to figure out what's less than 40% of 50. So 50% less, half of 57% would be 53.5. So 40% is less than that. No. 23 point. Yeah. Okay. So it would be like 21%. Historically, studies have shown black women consistently have higher obesity rates than other gender groups. Race/gender. According to health summaries, non-Hispanic black adults are 28% more likely to be obese than the general U.S. adult population. Now, I'm sure they're going to read it too, but let's skip that.
Stigma.
Energy and stigma around it, yeah, because we have to always be linked to everything bad. Even though that's not the case.
You don't think it's a reason for that?
What up, A-Dub?
I want to this made me think. What you think the reason is?
Well,
I know what I think.
I mean, there's a systemic reason there, right? There is a systemic factor that plays into our stigma. But go ahead, continue to what you were
saying. Because this you're on the right path. I think before I told you I always bring it back. I think before I had kind of mentioned something and you were like saying that it was systemically, and I'm like, no, I don't believe it, right? But let's check this video out. I seen a video where it talked about how fast food industries affected the black community the most, in which now it has a lot to contribute into the ham hock arms we got. So we can take a look at it. Let's take a look at this video. Y'all like the video on your way in?
They told you fast food was about convenience, quick meals for busy families, the American dream of efficiency and affordability. But what if I told you that behind those golden arches and secret recipes was something much darker? What if fast food wasn't just feeding America, it was systematically destroying Black America, one neighborhood at a time? Picture this. It's 1968. Dr. King has just been murdered. Over 100 cities are burning.
Oh,
When the smoke clears, something strange happens in Black neighborhoods across America. The grocery stores don't come back. The banks don't return. The insurance companies refuse to cover new businesses. But somehow, mysteriously, the fast food chains start moving in. Not immediately. They're smarter than that. They wait just long enough for people to get desperate. Then they arrive like saviors, offering cheap food and franchise opportunities to communities that had been abandoned by everyone else. This
So far, Jazz, is that what you was talking about?
yeah, that's the systemic part of it. When I was younger, we didn't have fast food. We had home cooked meals, even if we had to cook them ourselves. In fact, going to a fast food thing, I think we had McDonald's, Quick Ways, those kind of thing, was a luxury. And when I think back on it, like we used to have Quick Way right by us. It wasn't like the best of food, but you wanted some Quick Way. You want that greasy burger, 1 patty, 2 patty, or you want that greasy half a chicken, or you wanted them soggy fries. Or when I used to walk to school in the morning, I used to watch that Quick Way window, them making them pies. Let's see, coming from my grandmother's house, going to school, because remember, my youngest memory, we lived on 73rd and Fresno Street. So we used to walk down 73rd and then make that little pivot and walk over. And it was NB Mall right in front of Martin Luther King Library. And if you walk down just a beat more, you're going to be inside the schoolyard. And to the right of you is going to be the cafeteria. The next thing you're going to see is this big metal turtle back then. And that was the kindergarten area. If you came from the kindergarten area, from the cafeteria, and you walked into that other building, now you're in the elementary school. That was Lockwood, kindergarten and elementary. Now, on the same campus is Havens Court Junior High. I believe Havens Court was from the 7th grade to the 9th grade. So it was kindergarten and from the 1st to the 6th grade, and then Havens Court from the 7th grade to the 9th grade. Somewhere around when we got to Havens Court, we got shipped off to Hayward to live with our mom. And I've had to be my brothers too, all went to a school called Lord and Eden. Then when we got shipped back, no, I messed up right there. In elementary school, my mother got in an accident when I was like 10, and I got shipped to my father. When I got shipped to my father, I ended up going to a school called Marcus Foster. My brothers, I don't know what schools they were in during that 4 years I was gone. When I came back, because after Marcus Foster, I went to a school called Roosevelt. After Roosevelt, I came back home in 84. We lived right there. And I ended up going to Roosevelt. Roosevelt is 7th, 8th, and 9th grade too, I believe. Then from Roosevelt, I get it mixed up now. I went to Lockwood, Lord Eden, Marcus Foster, Roosevelt, Oakland High, McClymonds, or maybe McClymonds first, then Oakland High. I get that mixed up. I don't remember it well anymore. McClymonds, Oakland High, and then I ended up, the last place was Street Academy. That's the school journey. All that to say, before the age of 10, pretty much all we ate was from scratch. Wasn't no TV dinners. And like I say, if it was some kind of fast food type of thing, like if we ate from Flint's or Chinese food or that kind of thing, that was a very rare thing. That didn't become a real thing until I ended up at my father's house. And even there, it was a rare thing to eat from McDonald's. I think we had McDonald's very periodically. Chinese food wasn't like a routine thing. So then I leave my father's house when I'm like 14. And when I get back, still fast food is a rare thing. I was probably about 17 when the fast food started becoming like a thing. So that was like Jack in the Box, Ultimate Cheeseburgers. My girl's mom used to like Sabel's Pizza, Round Table. And even when I think about it with my kids, no, that would be a lie because we ate a lot of food truck stuff, the Boneyard. I forget the place that made the cupcakes. It used to be food trucks that used to come out on Saturdays. We used to frequent that a lot. On our weekends, we also used to get up early, probably get McDonald's or Arby's or something, and then go to a Cineplex and watch a couple of movies. Then when we leave the Cineplex, we would end up probably at Chili's. For the most part, Chili's. Now, when it was me and my wife alone going out, when the kids got older, because she used to like to, watch some late night cinema, we used to go to Nation's Burger. And Nation's was famous for this enormous burger that wasn't the most delicious, but they were famous for pies. So the whole fast food thing didn't really become a thing for me until we got involved in the Scouts, because a lot of those Monday night meetings was people bringing chicken wings, pizza. Somebody would bring like a vegetable platter with broccoli and carrots and blah, blah, blah. We had one vegan guy in there. He used to bring his vegan dishes, but for the most part, that was all garbage. Somebody would bring that like, it was a pound, the little cheap pound cakes that be in the store. But for the most part, pizza, chicken wings, and the little carrots and broccoli and celery. So junk food and BS. And the cold part about it, those meetings always started at 6:30 p.m. because it was after people got off work. So that food didn't come out till probably about 8. You should not be eating at 8 o'clock, because what you're going to do as soon as you leave that place is go home and most likely get into bed if you don't go to sleep. So yeah, fast food.
I mean, the proof is literally in the pudding.
Let me tell you, you think it was KFC?
You said what?
You think it was KFC? Because listen, you can get how many pieces of chicken for $13.99?
They're going to make it very convenient to access the most unhealthiest foods for the people that are in poverty. And we already know systemically.
And when I was younger, my grandmother, my mother's mother used to be around. She was those older ladies, they was completely against fast food. And I think the fast food back then was probably a little bit more realer than it is now. But they was all about making it from scratch. McDonald's burger. I'll make you the Eddie Murphy joke. I'll make you a burger. And to be honest with you, I never had a burger greater than my grandmother's burger. I never had nothing food-wise better than my grandmother's food. I don't care if it was a cake. I don't care if it was a pie. I don't care if it was bluegill fish with we used to have bluegill, hot water cornbread, and greens. We used to have a lot of beans and rice, but even those were delicious. Whether it was black eyed peas, whether it was kidney beans, whether it was small whites, I think they call them northerns. We had all kind of beans with my grandmother. Split peas and ham. She used to make Dover sole. Because my grandmother used to like the fish. So we had a bluegill sole, snapper. I don't think she did the catfish too much. The catfish became a thing at my father's house. His wife used to make a lot of catfish. And back then I could eat it. Once I got older, my wife said, it tastes like dirt. I can't eat catfish no more. I never even tried tilapia. Then I got into like Chilean sea bass and trout and salmon. We used to routinely get the Costco Kirkland salmon. Oh yeah, it used to be salmon, orange roughy, and cod. Then it became salmon and Chilean bass. And then, every now and then sole. But trout is delicious. Salmon is good because, there's so many ways you can deal with all of them. But yeah, fast food, not so much from the fast food places, but from like Costco, I think we did it too much with the tamales and the corn dogs. But the kids always ate that instant stuff first. So if it was like you had to really cook them from scratch, so the fish and other stuff, now the beer battered cod, they would eat that, or the shrimp that's already got the panko crumbs on it. They would eat any of the instant stuff that you can just heat up. They would eat that first. So they would always be, there ain't no food in the refrigerator. Refrigerator full of food. It's just not the instantly cooked food.
This country designed for the majority of Black people as a community to be in poverty. So just like that first clip you played where she said obesity is connected and linked to poverty, that's what it is. That's why when our grocery stores were torn down, when we lost everything, they didn't refund us to build back up. They gave us what they wanted us to have in our communities, which added to another roadblock of our progress. So that's why I always say it's the system that's tearing everything up.
Yeah.
Wasn't an accident. This wasn't market forces. This was a calculated takeover that would span decades and destroy generations. While white suburbs got fresh supermarkets and family restaurants, Black neighborhoods got drive-thrus and dollar menus. They called it urban development. They called it economic opportunity. But what it really was the creation of a new kind of segregation. One that didn't care where you sat, but controlled what you ate, how long you lived, and whose pockets your money filled. By the end of this video, you'll understand how fast food corporations helped build a system of economic control that makes the old Jim Crow look simple by comparison. Let me take you back to April 4th, 1960.
Oh yeah, another bad time is when I was in college for the little 2 years in 08, 09. I had a bad thing when I was going to school of in the morning, because we was in a rush, them damn hash browns and sausage and egg thing that me and my son was eating. And then after school, we probably stop at this place called Carl's Jr. so that wouldn't nobody have to cook anything when we got home. So yeah, we was bad with the going to school time.
'68. Martin Luther King Jr. is dead, and America is on fire. Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., over 100 cities explode in rage and grief. When the National Guard finally leaves and the curfews are lifted, entire business districts in Black neighborhoods have been reduced to ash and rubble. But here's what they don't teach you in history class. Most of those businesses never came back. The insurance companies showed up with their clipboards and their calculations, took one look at the damage, and made a decision that would reshape Black America forever. They refused to pay out claims. They canceled.
I want to say this too, right? Because really quick on this point, you know, in LA, everybody knows of Crenshaw, and Compton now has less than 20% population of Black, right? Now, Compton originally was a suburb that had only whites. And so now they've been saying, like, Compton specifically, you know, gentrification, because a lot of it was ran down.
I thought after she saw this, she was going to talk about after Rodney King, when they tore that damn thing down again, and then businesses didn't come back.
A lot of businesses did close, or people lost their ability to keep their businesses open. And then they came in, you know, bought it out or offered them money, they took it. I'm gonna just say, ask you what you think of this. Do you think it's gentrification if me as an investor comes to a place that has a good population and I can see the longevity of it, of me getting my money back, and the people there aren't doing anything about it? Like, it's just land here that they don't have the means to obtain. Do you think that's gentrification, or is just an abandoned community in a sense?
Well, is it the people of that community don't care, or are they being railroaded not to get funded to build their communities back up? Because there are certain people that are incentivized financially by grants, loans, and government assistance to go into certain areas and build up businesses. We weren't really given those opportunities in mass, which is why when we built our own and it was all destroyed, the insurance didn't back us up. We weren't giving any type of repair or reform to build those things back up. But other people are incentivized to do that. That's why you see Asians in our communities with their beauty supply stores. You see a lot of white-owned businesses coming into what was Black areas because they're incentivized to do so. Again, it's systemic, and it is gentrification. It's not that we as Black people just, yeah, we don't care, we're lazy, we're not trying to. No, we have definitely done it before, but when we need a system's help that is a system that's against us, how much can we really progress after that?
Now, what I saw when I was younger was white flight. Talked about this before. Then I saw Black flight. They stores didn't get burnt up. They moved away from them communities and sold them stores and moved to gated communities. A lot of them people. Where I was at, a lot of them people moved to greater things. And the ones that didn't move, they just eventually couldn't compete with the rest of the other folks. You know, we started getting Walmarts and Targets and all the other stuff.
So if you're saying that there has to be some funding put into given to those people to build their own communities after they've been destroyed.
Absolutely.
Do you think there's not enough Black Americans that have had the funding to invest into those communities and give it to those people in those said communities themselves?
There is enough, but I almost feel like they're incentivized to not do that. There are enough, but I believe they are incentivized to not do those things. Because we look at different events that has happened when it was Suge Knight, Master P, Irv Gotti, and I want to say Jay Prince Jr. trying to get that distribution deal. All of them end up getting Fed cases. And the next thing you saw was Napster. and streaming and bootlegging, all of that.
Of course.
So if they don't, and I'm an investor, I want to buy Compton. You see what I'm saying?
No, I get that, but
Snoop
what I'm
Dogg
saying
ain't about
there,
to buy
I feel
it.
like what I'm saying.
Shout out to King is in the building. The King is in the building. Shout out to the King, y'all. They stripped us completely, King. No super chats, no posting, no nothing. So we got to start all the way from scratch. I can't even put a post out. Shadow banned. There go Miss Deborah Leonelli. So we just got to start from scratch is all.
Is that I think there are certain Black people that wanted to buy Black Compton.
So I'm just going to have to tweak certain things, and I'm working on it all so, you know, people can be respected for their royalty spots and every single thing else. Rapid One is still a king. TMCK is still a queen. Maurice Jones is still a bishop. Hear Me Out is still a bishop. Hear Me Out is, you know, I got to check his channel and see what's happening with him. He don't respond to IG, but shout out to all of them. So Maurice Jones, Hear Me Out, TMKC, and Rapid, all still in royalty spots. If you want to get a royalty spot, you already know how that go. $50 ball. We don't have emoji anymore, so I got a different spin on that, and we will look at that. Alternatives.
Let's just say there could have been an entrepreneur there, a business person there that wanted to buy up a block, buy up a unit or whatever, and was not given the access to do so.
And that's something that recently happened. There was a few Black folks that was talking about buying what they call strip malls, you know, like little plaza like Nipsey Hussle had. And you know, they thought they were outbidded, and then come to find out they didn't sell it to them folks, but they sold it for less than what them folks went up there and offered them. It was a few people in the space talked about it when it happened too. Yeah, so that's supposed to be illegal. That's supposed to be discriminatory and all that other stuff. Just like when a person turns a certain age and they say there is no age discrimination. Yes, it is. They just find a slicker way to do it, but yes, it is.
Simply because they were Black.
Okay.
But a non-Black person comes, oh yeah, because we want more of you and your people in this area anyway.
Hey, Reese.
We don't want to see a thriving Black community. We never wanted that from the beginning. So why would we fund it?
I like that CEO said this. He said it's gentrification when the Native people are priced out and not allowed the same opportunities.
That's exactly what I mean.
Thank you, King. He said it also doesn't help when the jobs that would benefit for gainful employment are now outsourced too. Yeah, because if they put in the jobs that make a certain amount of money an hour for you to obtain it, now we're talking about driving an hour to work or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Canceled policies. They redlined entire neighborhoods, declaring them too risky for coverage. Without insurance, banks wouldn't loan money for rebuilding. Without loans, there could be no new grocery stores, no pharmacies, no restaurants. The very businesses that had anchored these communities for generations were effectively banned from returning. Sarah Jackson owned a grocery store on 12th Street in Detroit before the uprising. 3 generations of her family had shopped there, worked there, built their lives around that corner store. After the fires, she applied for insurance to rebuild. The company told her the neighborhood was now classified as high risk. The premium would cost more than her entire annual revenue. Sarah Jackson never reopened her store. Neither did the Johnson family's restaurant down the street. Neither did the Williams Brothers pharmacy on the corner. Multiply Sarah's story by
Wait, so because they mark the community high risk, they're now going to charge you more money than you can afford to even gain a business back.
And that's bullshit because it wasn't high risk before.
But this is the thing. If Black people in general are considered high risk and dangerous, who gives a damn if your Black ass, I give you all, here you go, take your community back. Y'all stay over there. Wouldn't that make more sense?
It's just another
give her business back in the ghetto.
It was just another excuse to attack Black people in Black communities.
Let me see. Let's see. We're gonna go right here.
Thank you for the money, cheese, ready to go. Go scratch, scribble a paper.
Thank you to Miss Deborah Leonelli for the Cash App. I appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel.
Oh, it's high risk over here. It wasn't before when you were thriving and had your own and your businesses were working and your community was thriving. But now that it's all torn down, we're going to make a clause and make it seem like now this zone is too risky for you to reopen again. It's bullshit.
But if it's high risk, then why would other communities want to go buy into the?
It's high risk for us. But my thing is,
but it's us killing each other, so it would make sense to leave them to their vices, right?
Well, what I'm asking is, did they specify what made it high risk?
Where I'm at, I don't care how high risk it is. These people was in the hood, in them stores, and talking crazy like a scene from Menace to Society. You gonna buy anything? Talking crazy like that. You can't hang out in front of the store.
Because if it wasn't high risk before, they implemented that. If there wasn't a bunch of violence, wasn't a bunch of killings happening prior to, what all of a sudden made it high risk after the fact? That's what I want to know. Then all of a sudden, maybe violence did increase because you destroyed the community, you reduced resources, and now people don't have anything to do but fight or flight. I don't know. I wanted a little clarity on that part.
I see.
Thousands, and you begin to understand what really happened in the aftermath of 1968. This wasn't just property damage. This was economic amputation. Entire food systems that had sustained Black communities were surgically removed, leaving behind empty lots and hungry people. And into this manufactured void, the fast food chains began to circle like vultures. But that's just the beginning of how they weaponized Black hunger for profit. If you want more hidden stories like this, subscribe to
Black hunger for profit. Wouldn't it make sense that households would save more money because you can go to McDonald's and feed your family of 4 for under $15?
Hello, Miss Jill. Matter of fact, let me speak to everybody in the building. How rude of me to not appreciate the folks finding their way back. Salute to A-Dub. What's going on, Stanley? What's going on, SD? Rapid One the King is in the building. We got Deborah Leonelli found her way back. We got Reese found her way back. Hello, Reese. Hello, Deborah Leonelli. Miss Jill, hello. Yeah, so the old channel is gone. It's not coming back. It's donezo. So I have no posts. I have no emoji. They shadow banned me. So I got to start from scratch. So we have 12 people in the building. We rebuilding, y'all. We rebuilding. All we got to do is get all our people back. And, everything should be Cool. Let's get back to Miss Lucky Marie and Jazz. Jordan is with McDonald's with the 23. Shout out to Jordan.
Enough to stretch, like stretch meals to avoid fast food. So then you're eating that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you have kids, they're not about to eat enchiladas for lunch and dinner.
That
So it
food
makes
was
sense to
bad.
get a little Caesars. Remember they came out $5. They had the line around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
It's convenience. People get off work at a certain time. It's convenient. I think it's more the convenience.
Remember the that chicken sandwich from Popeye?
Girl, I still be getting on. It's cracking there.
Remember when that first came out?
It's cracking there.
Do you remember those lines for that basic ass sandwich?
And people said Chick-fil-A was better.
Chick-fil-A is, I think it is a step above. It is a little.
Why that
fresher.
chicken dry as
I've never had Chick-fil-A, and I did have that brioche bun chicken from Popeyes, and I was out there watching the people wild out for that chicken sandwich. It wasn't all that, but shout out to them people.
hell. That shit, I said, oh shit, you need a wash down with this. It's just like, I do like a chicken sandwich. I will say McDonald's in middle school, my guilty pleasure was the shake it salads. That was $1.
Yeah.
And the chicken selects.
I used to always do the fish fillet until one day I threw up afterward and I never got it again. Or I would do the chicken strips. But now I only go for French fries and an apple pie and maybe a McFlurry.
But see, this is how you combat it when you get it. Now I don't get nothing from there because
I don't mess with nothing from McDonald's. Now, when I was messing with McDonald's, I want to make sure I want to say I was eating them nuggets. They said there wasn't chicken, so I was my favorite fry is a McDonald's fry, hot fresh McDonald's fry. So it was chicken McNuggets, fries, and they had an ice cream cone swirl, vanilla and chocolate. So French fries, chicken nuggets, and that ice cream. I didn't want nothing else from there. And in the morning, it was the hash browns and a sausage and egg biscuit until they got them chicken biscuits. I used to mess with that chicken biscuit also. You got to have it hot. When it's cold, it's trash.
that E. coli outbreak and all that stuff. I don't even trust it. But this is how I would just get a Sprite so I could feel better about myself. Or you get diet. You get a Big Mac and a diet drink. That's a plus size person's meal. No shade.
Black pride. By 1980, something unprecedented was happening in urban America. For the first time in human history, there were neighborhoods where it was easier to buy a Big Mac than an apple, where children could walk to 5 different fast food restaurants, but couldn't find a single place to buy fresh vegetables. This wasn't happening by accident, and it wasn't happening in white neighborhoods. But what they did next would make this look like child's play. The 1980s was when fast food
Oh yeah, let me stop this. Who is that just said? Was that Reese that just said that? Yeah, I'm more into Popeyes. When it come to chicken, I mess with Popeyes. That was the Popeye, not the sandwich though, but like the wings and thighs. And I think them is the ones with the beans and rice. Because let me see. And then another thing I used to have a guilty pleasure of was the damn Wendy's 4 for $4. Wendy's. But I didn't do Wendy's a whole lot. Wendy's had the chili with the crackers, the 4 for $4. Now, when I was super young at a Street Academy, because Street Academy was just a block away from Jack in the Box. It was the ultimate cheeseburger. Now on the late night, I used to go to Jack in the Box drive-thru and get them tacos, them smashed tacos.
And stopped pretending they cared about nutrition and went full predator. They had spent a decade testing their strategies, and now they knew exactly what worked. The crack epidemic was devastating Black communities. Unemployment was skyrocketing, and Reagan was cutting food assistance programs. Families that were already struggling now faced even deeper poverty, and the fast food industry saw opportunity. KFC launched a marketing campaign specifically targeting what they called urban consumers. Internal documents from the era, obtained through later lawsuits, show they studied...
As much as people talk about KFC, not so much. Because they got the original recipe, the crispy and whatever else. I would prefer my chicken from Popeyes. And I love Donnell Rollins' imitation of the woman that used to do the Popeyes commercial.
Shopping patterns, family structures, and even welfare payment schedules to maximize their marketing impact. They learned that many families received government assistance on the first...
Thank you for the super chat.
And another thing as far as chicken go, respectfully, I hope I don't get canceled for this, but I'm scared of Church's chicken. I've never seen wings that big before. I've never seen chicken that huge as Church's chicken is.
Rebuke that. I'm not going to read that.
Never
at all. We don't
never in my days.
We don't practice that.
Wait a minute. I have eaten the McRib. I don't even think that was a rib. I don't know what that was.
In our defense, who's the lady that was in Gone with the Wind that created the Mammy caricature, the plus size
Hattie McDaniels. Hattie McDaniels.
I always forget her name. Is it Hattie? I think her name is Hattie. Anyway, she was big way before this epidemic.
So here's the thing. They've always liked the Mammy character. I've said this before. Let me piss off Stanley right now. So you had Hattie McDaniels in Going with the Wind and said, I didn't use a birthing no babies. That was her famous line. So to me, respectfully, and shout out to these beautiful Black women, after that you had Oprah, you had Nell Carter, you had Thea Vidal, you had Marla Gibbs, it was just a whole, you had What's Happening, big Black woman. You had That's My Mama, big Black woman. My grandmama on my father's side. But it was like a lot of them ladies. And then they would bring out these little stick women and go, this is the something to find. But Martha, no, it wasn't her name. What was her name? Thea Vidal, Monique, Oprah, Nell Carter, Simply Marvelous, Marsha Warfield. It was just a lot of them. Shout out to them, though.
Of fast food chains. So something's going on outside of that. I think it's the salt intake. But there is a science to foods to make you crave it, just like Lay's. Like, yeah. I think I'm addicted to Lay's potato chips.
It's the salt, it's the sugar, it's the soy, it's all of that. And all of those things are breaking your body down.
But it's a chemical, like, it's something about our taste buds, like certain chemicals hit it. It has you craving the taste of it. For sure. All the time. I think that's smart as a business mindset. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
First
and
be
15 smart, but you ain't gotta be exploited.
So they timed their promotions accordingly. They weren't just selling food. They were designing a system to capture as much government assistance money as possible. Burger King took a different approach. They focused on children. Their marketing research showed that brand loyalty formed as early as age 3, and that children in single-parent households had more influence over family food decisions. So they flooded Black neighborhoods with playgrounds, birthday party packages, and toys designed to create emotional connections between toddlers and burgers. They were literally programming the next generation to crave processed food. But McDonald's was the most ruthless of all. They pioneered what marketing experts now call cultural embedding. They didn't just advertise to Black communities, they made themselves seem essential to Black culture. They sponsored church events, community festivals, and school fundraisers.
Yeah, I don't get what people's fascination with In-N-Out Burger is. I sat in the line because somebody wanted an In-N-Out Burger, and we sat in that thing and rolled around and da 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 da. And the person is standing outside like we from the 50s with a damn clipboard writing down what your order is. I had nothing out of that place that I liked. I didn't like the fries. I didn't like the burger. I didn't like nothing. Nothing.
They hired Black celebrities not just for commercials, but to become public advocates for the brand. When a McDonald's opened in your neighborhood, they made it feel like a Black business, even though every important decision was made by white executives in suburban boardrooms. The results were exactly what they had planned. By 1990, the average Black family was spending nearly twice as much of their food budget on fast food as white families.
Wow.
Children in Black neighborhoods consumed fast food an average of 3 times per week, compared to once per week for white children. And the health consequences were starting to show.
I object. White children with households didn't have no seasoning. So it's easy to give them a fuck for breakfast. Their breakfast is goddamn turkey bacon in the oven and a Pop-Tart. Okay, blame us and our mamas because we had grits, eggs, you know what I'm saying, pork, bacon, sausage, you know what I'm saying, jelly on the toast.
And just because they were maybe cooking more at home doesn't.
Yeah. There will never be nothing that beats my grandmother's cooking. Because I don't see none of that stuff no more. I don't see, you know what, I'll take that back. When you go to some like small diners, they still do this. We had the little canister with the warm syrup in it. We had the butter tray. We had the little thing that looked like a cow with the milk in it. And we had all of the cream of wheat, oatmeal, grits. Yeah, just a spectrum of different stuff. Salmon croquette. I told you all the fishes. Neck bones. Because we used to go to 2 places that were side by side. It was Housewives and it was Swans. So we had all of the, and then the 4 years I was over there living with my father, every weekend we went to his mother's house, so my grandmother's house. All them weekends, they had troughs. Neck bones, black eyed peas, cabbage, greens, every kind of bean you can think of. We used to have a lot of snap peas because they had gardens. So we had all kind of stuff. Turnip greens with the actual turnip cut up in them. They used to buy, they had deep freezers because they all come from, them was all the Mississippians. So they used to have food packages, links and sausages and country ham and all of the fixings.
Doesn't mean that they were cooking healthy food. Doesn't mean they still weren't
That's
buying
what's needed.
frozen, bought, processed food, microwave.
They don't know the pickle with the Kool-Aid.
They wasn't, you know what I mean?
Give us a break. Come on now. We fighting these standards. Like
we literally had to teach them flavor. We had to teach them how to cook. We taught them how to use utensils. Black people did that.
Right,
Moors did that. So that's why I'm like, it's like I said, it's all psychological. What we are experiencing is psychological warfare against our own people.
And against
What
fried
up, E
chicken.
Deep?
Obesity rates in black communities began climbing faster than anywhere else in America.
You feel me?
Type 2 diabetes, once rare in children, started appearing in black kids as young as 10 years old. Keep watching, because what comes next will blow your mind. The corporations had their hooks in, but they still faced one problem: competition from the few remaining black-owned restaurants and corner stores that had survived the economic devastation. These local businesses knew their customers personally, extended credit during hard times, and kept their profits circulating within the community.
They represented everything fast food chains were trying to destroy: local ownership, community connection, and economic self-determination. So the chains declared war. Not openly, of course. They called it market expansion. McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, and Taco Bell began a strategy of aggressive clustering. Whenever they identified a black-owned restaurant that was doing well, they would open a franchise directly across the street or next door. They could afford to operate at a loss for months or even years.
That's crazy.
Their suburban locations subsidized the losses. But a family-owned restaurant couldn't compete with a corporation willing to lose money just to drive them out of business. Take the case of Williams Family Restaurant in Baltimore. For 23 years, the Williams family had served their neighborhood soul food, hired local teenagers, and supported community events. In 1985, McDonald's opened directly across the street. Within 6 months, a KFC opened next door. The Williams family watched their customer base evaporate as people chose convenience and lower prices over community.
Yeah, so we were eating Everett and Jones, Lady Esther's. We wasn't. Now that's one thing my grandmother might do, because she used to work in. She used to be a waitress, so she used to work with some of these people that splintered off. So we was eating Flint's, Lady Esther's. What's the other place called? Flint's, Lady, and Quick Ways. If we really want to, and then I don't think Quick Ways was like a white owned thing, but Lady Esther's, Everett and Jones. When I was younger, that was the second best food after my grandmother would have been Lady Esther's to me. It's not the same today, but it's still pretty good. But when I was younger, the second thing to my grandmother food was Lady Esther's. And both grandmothers. And matter of fact, I gotta say, so those weekends we would go to my father's mother's house. Those were potlucks. So my aunts and everybody brought food there. So that food, it was my aunts and my grandmother. That was a bunch of people cooking. So I don't remember no bad potato salads, no bad greens, no bad neck bones, no bad nothing. So that place, I'd have to say my family's cooking. But now on my mother's side, because it was just my mother and her sister and brother, she only had 2 siblings. The cooks was my grandmother. I can't necessarily say I know of anything that my aunt made that was also spectacular. And my mother got in an accident when I was like 10 years old. So she was like on dialysis. So she really had the energy to really cook like that.
Connection. Within 2 years, Williams Family Restaurant was forced to close. This pattern repeated in city after city, neighborhood after neighborhood. Local restaurants that had survived urban renewal.
Yeah, franchises destroyed the mom and pop thing, and but they never were on the level as far as flavor, hospitality, and all that other stuff ever. And I saw the hospitality leave places. Like when Lady Esther's was on International, those people, some of the most sweetest, kindest, loving, you just wanted to hang out with them. When it moved to MacArthur by Diamond or wherever that was,
White Flight, and economic disinvestment finally succumbed to corporate warfare. And with each closure, another piece of Black economic independence died. But the fast food industry wasn't satisfied with just controlling where people ate. They wanted to control the entire food landscape. They began lobbying city councils to change zoning laws in their favor. They pushed for restrictions on street vendors and food trucks that might offer healthier options. They fought against proposals for new supermarkets, claiming the neighborhoods couldn't support both fast food and...
Isn't that inhumane? Like, to fight your community against giving them natural foods?
Yeah. Lucky we are the people that run society are inhumane people. They are just here to exploit and profit.
They're here to profit. So the reason why those mom and pop stores couldn't compete, because they're trying to use all natural products and everything else. So these people brought in some unnatural products that they could sell for cheaper, and your people were trying to keep you healthy. So that's what ran them up out of business. They're trying to sell you a better product. Like I said, we used to walk by in the morning, buy Quick Ways, and watch them making the crust for the pies. We used to see people making. You could smell the bread they was making in the morning. So we used to be by, like, for the longest time, I didn't buy store bread. We bought our bread from Yo Black Muslim Bakery, Yusuf Bay. For a long time, I wasn't eating meat like that. I was eating veggie burgers, same place. The food mill, Yo Black Muslim Bakery. I was eating whiting. I was eating veggie burgers. I was eating zucchini bread, drinking hibiscus, aloe water.
That's it. So that's why I always argue back on the, systemic racism isn't real, racism isn't real. This is a clear indication.
That's a clear system.
That is a clear system working against its own citizens. That's why I say the beef is never between us. It's with them. Always. Every single break you have.
And wait just a second. My beef about to be with us in just a second. I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes. We'll get into the people around this. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all.
In grocery stores. In Detroit, documents later revealed through Freedom of Information Act requests show that McDonald's corporate lawyers helped write zoning legislation that made it nearly impossible for full-service grocery stores to open in certain neighborhoods, while making fast food restaurant permits almost automatic. They weren't just opening restaurants, they were rewriting the laws to ensure they would never face real competition again. The most devastating part was how they weaponized Black entrepreneurship against Black communities. The franchise system was designed to look like Black ownership while maintaining white control. Black franchise owners took all the financial risk, worked 80-hour weeks, and faced community backlash when people realized how unhealthy the food was. Meanwhile, corporate executives collected guaranteed profits and maintained plausible deniability. If anyone complained about fast food destroying Black health, they could point to Black franchise owners and claim it was Black-owned business. And this is where everything connects. By 1995, the transformation was complete. Neighborhoods that had once sustained themselves with locally owned grocery stores, restaurants, and markets now depended entirely on corporations headquartered in white suburbs. Money that had once circulated within Black communities, supporting Black jobs, Black...
And that is the problem. Where is the so-called dun, 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 Black ecosystem? So we'll have people that's brilliant, that read books, that know everything, but believe in long as my family okay. Now, respectfully to Stanshi, we call that oh shit. Why wouldn't you? Why? Oh yeah, that ain't my brother. Who is the we? We love the individualism. What's wrong with today, son?
Entrepreneurs and Black wealth building now flowed out every single day to shareholders who had never set foot in these neighborhoods. The health consequences were exactly what any rational person would have predicted, and exactly what corporate executives had to have known would happen. Obesity rates in Black communities doubled between 1980 and 2000. Diabetes rates tripled. Heart disease, stroke, and hypertension all skyrocketed. Emergency rooms in Black neighborhoods began seeing children with diet-related diseases that had previously only affected adults. But
Ooh-wee. It's all bad, y'all. All bad. Yeah, let's see. I used to eat quinoa. I used to eat sushi, parsnips, artichokes. I used to always get those little Trader Joe's salads. I think it's called niçoise. The salad with tuna, the salad with hummus. I used to drink the seven something green drink. I believe it was chlorella. What was in that? Ginger, lemon, chlorella. Ginger, lemon, chlorella. Some cherry. I forget how you say the cherry. Cola, some kind of cherry. But it was 7 things in. I used to drink that. Then they stopped selling it. That's why I ended up drinking the greens blend, the powder. But before that, I used to drink especially after your Black Muslim bakery closed.
Here's the most insidious part. When Black communities started dying from diet-related diseases at unprecedented rates, the same corporations that had created the problem positioned themselves as the solution. They introduced healthier options like salads and apple slices while keeping their core menu exactly the same. They funded studies on childhood obesity that somehow never mentioned the role of fast food marketing. They donated money to Black health organizations, ensuring that criticism would be muted. This wasn't just business. This was systematic extraction.
I'm gonna pause it there, right? Only because it's at the end, so he's just wrapping it up. So far, Jazz, you like how I bring it full circle? As you could tell, or just as you'll notice, if we have a disagreement, I'm gonna go find what she talking about. I remember you was like, "It's the system. They don't have carrots, Lucky." What is she talking about? Like they got fucking carrots. It's fat ass just doing it, you know. So let me tell you, we gave Jazz her flowers, okay? So it is the system. Okay, it's the system. However, it's that 57%. Then I've seen something that's at 49%. The percentage is all over.
Yeah. The thing about it, though, is so many of us are conscious of that. It's hard to blame it on the system now. Like, I'm conscious of the drinking alcohol and bad sleeping habits and all that other stuff, but it's hard to shake an addiction if you have an addictive personality. So I think it's the same way with there is a woman on YouTube right now that feeds her kids nothing but fast food. I go to work, blah, 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 and they eating, and today is Popeyes, the next day is McDonald's, then it's Burger King, then it's Pizza Hut, then it's Domino's. I'm like, damn, they don't get nothing cooked? Nope. All fast foods.
Look at her nails.
It's really good.
She doing this to piss us
Love
off.
this triple cheeseburger. It's delicious.
This is a commercial for what not to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Got my orange soda. Got
Yeah,
Fanta.
look
Want a
greasy.
Fanta?
Is that AI? Is that AI? See, this is where it gets to is that AI? Y'all done just found some big woman eating a big ass burger, drinking a big ass. Listen. Listen, I'm guilty of this. Let me say this. I'm guilty of this. Going to 7-Eleven and getting a big gulp and mixing. What is that? So, hey, man.
Then I got some chicken strips with some ranch dressing.
Oh my God.
I'm loving these too. Then I got some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh my God.
The faces. Oh, Jazz Lucky. She had a hamburger with an orange crust, did she say? Some chicken nuggets and Krispy Kreme all together. Oh. Is this a mukbang?
And then it's the worst donut brand.
I like Krispy
I'm
Kreme.
about to show you
Girl,
the
stop it now.
donuts.
Pink
Real
box
quick.
of Randy's.
I don't know those brands.
Look at them. I got 6 donuts. They look delicious.
Ew. Why every time Fantastic?
So I'm eating them too.
Do you think people are concerned
Okay,
about
so I
weight?
seen this and I was happy I found these little TLC clips. Let's check them out, Jazz, because this is what I think now. We went over. You was right, Jazz. Okay, there was a system, but I'm gonna tell you why I think
There's still a system.
In this area, in this community?
Don't get it twisted.
Not really.
They ain't stopped profiting yet.
we not obese.
Okay.
These people would talk about us, and let me just say this really quick. This is Lucky's opinion. This is not Jasmine. I think that when we come, there is a truth to when they say, "Do not call us gorillas." But I think that if you are feeding your child to the point where they're getting teased and called those names, somebody should call people on you because you are actively abusing your child. Do you remember Maury when them kids used to eat and they say, "Oh, they call me a gorilla," or they call me any big animal, a bear, a whale, any big animal, and it's like these are children. They're not responsible. No system is responsible for feeding her, but her mama.
Mhm.
Look what she feeding her.
In the poorest state in the nation, over 30% of Mississippi residents
big
are considered
worm.
obese.
Poorest state in the
Poverty and
nation.
obesity are intrinsically linked, but is it a cycle that can be broken?
Jazz gonna fight me on
Let
this, y'all.
us start with the first page.
Brianna weighs 347 pounds. As a 6th grader, she's not just unhealthy, she's having problems fitting in.
Okay.
Her excessive weight has made her a constant target for the kind of attention no kid wants to deal with.
That's the bullet right there. He's one right there with the blue and white jacket on.
Super chat, stop the live. Thank you so much, Magnet, for your support.
The
Oh,
white stripes
man.
going down the side. It was just like every day I went to school, I got picked on.
This gonna make me cry. Like,
Sad.
I can't take
You
it.
should cry because you think it's the system.
Or what have the kids been saying to you?
They'll call me names, just talk.
What do the bullies say to her? What do they call her?
Call her fat.
Linebacker. You know, just named little girl. Little girl don't supposed to hear nothing like that. A 12-year-old girl. It make you worry, then it make you
Shut your fat loser ass up, you weak ass nigga. You supposed to be her fucking father. I'm sorry. This is the part where
Oh no. Oh no, Playboy. Oh no. It's about to go down. You a man in that house while that girl is just being stuffed with stuff? Ugh.
He doesn't have any filters. I'm about to cuss. This is why I can't stop cussing, because people need to be cussed the fuck out. You're her father. You're her leader. You're the reason why she's going to feel like she's beautiful. And you're feeding her to fucking oblivion to where she's round. And your pissy ass to the point where she's so big, they want to do a fucking study on her. The white people coming, hey, can we ask some fucking questions? She's larger than everybody at the school. Let's just ask her some questions and talk to you. We try to figure out why she's abnormal. And then these motherfuckers got some damn excuse where he's like, it make me feel bad. No, it don't, because bitch, you fat. It don't make you, because in your world, this is okay, and we just so beautiful. And you looking at your daughter, taking away her confidence, and the only thing that she's gonna have to connect to have any positive relationship with friends, how she feels in the world, you are ruining her identity because you's a lazy punk ass nigga who should have never had fucking children. Now I'm over it. We can keep going. We can.
Angry about the people that's saying things to her. You're being a parent, you want to protect your child at all times.
Oh my God. And don't let me get on her. You greasy ass.
Oh no. Oh no. It can't be multi-generational, Playboy. You can't be big and your wife is big and your daughter big. And the little kids walking by talking about big back. Mr. Sutton says, we would like to take all the carbohydrates out of your house. What? No bread, no cereal, no. We're going to put you on the keto diet, just vegetables and meat.
This fucking bitch, as a mother, you don't like your titty sweeping the floor, and you do this to your child. These people have mental issues. I don't care. That's a mental problem to abuse your child like that. And we only see what physical abuse, Jazz. We only recognize when you beating them, or we only recognize when you starving them. But we don't call it abuse and shame these people. What I'm doing is shame. Make her feel like she should never hold her head up ever in life as a mother. These are weak parents. And I feel like there should be some law when a daughter grow up, she should sue her parents.
Damn. So I feel you. It definitely starts at home. But what sticks out to me is, unfortunately, she has parents. What the video said is that they are in one of the poorest cities in America. And we already know that being in a poverty-stricken area is directly linked to the nutrition and to the obesity factor for both Black and white people, right? Unfortunately, these parents are in this poverty-stricken neighborhood, clearly have never been outside of that community. This is all they know, unfortunately, not giving it an excuse, right? So you're right. They never did the work themselves to unlearn the bad habits of consuming all of this processed food and sugar and bad food that they now bring it down onto their children. So I understand the shaming tactic, but I think what's more important and will be more helpful, hold them accountable, but also show them better options. Because some people just don't know. Because once you shame them, that's not going to change them. They're just going to continue to eat the Big Mac when you're not around. But if you but they also have to be willing to change too.
Okay, so we're talking about adults responsible for children. They know what to feed their children. They know 4 pancakes for a 2-year-old is too goddamn much. Then after that, she about to eat a Big Mac. Then after that, her snacks is corn dogs and hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
then she knows that.
You're
and that's a lot of fucking EBT. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
But them, just
baby, when I call your name,
she had to put it.
Don't cry now.
See, people shouldn't judge people
He avoiding
from
accountability.
the outside. Anyway,
Baby, when I call your name,
I wasn't ready.
you shame.
In the eyes of every parent, their child is special, unique, beautiful. But doctors are now warning Brianna that she faces a future of possible health problems, diabetes, heart attacks, which could cut her life short.
When one day I went to the doctor and they said I weighed 325.
When you heard that, when your doctor said you weighed 325, how did you feel?
For what?
Not good.
God.
Were you surprised?
Very.
What were you thinking?
Like, how could I weigh this much and I'm just a kid?
Oh, that poor baby.
Since that visit, Brianna has gained even more weight. The doctors have told her that 52% of her body mass, more than half, is now made up of fat. At 12 years old, Brianna is considered morbidly obese.
Oh my God.
She come to me one day and she's like, I am so tired of people picking on me.
Well, help her.
Okay, y'all.
Help her. No, because no, I get it. No,
No. I agree with Lucky Marie. Listen, you can't sit in the house and say, my 7-year-old. Man, if you don't take all the carbohydrates out of the house, no rice, no bread, no chips. It should be nothing in there but vegetables and meat. And then go walking, then jogging, then running, then push. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Sheesh. I don't know why my baby is this big. 'Cause you feeding her.
I totally understand your frustration.
We gotta jump her because
it is very fucking frustrating because you are feeding her to her death. You are feeding her to the bully,
and she's crying to you her issues, and as her mother, you don't have a loving nothing in your body because it was somebody missed it with you, and you know it's wrong though because you're old enough to know it's wrong. You know how when you look in the mirror, you know how you feel. Once you know how you feel and you know the responsibility you have with your kids, it is no excuse for me as a mother.
Yeah,
I
could be obese, right? I could be obese and know all of the bad things that got me here, and I know what we can do to avoid it. We're going to avoid that with my child.
You know why she's not going to do it, Jazz? Because it would mean she got to eat different. Because the household has, if you the mother, the household has to make a change unless you're going to only feed your child healthy stuff while tempting her with a big ass 3-serving plate of spaghetti.
No, you're right.
That you eating. You know what I'm saying? That I truly believe that's the problem because he fat because of her too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And Super Chat, I'm going to read this. Thank you so much. Next, he said that type of food is a drug because they put drugs and chemicals in them intended for addiction. And then
high fructose corn syrup is one of them. That shit is crack. That shit is crack. And it's when you eat a certain amount, you get a high from it. To be honest with you, because I can't think of another reason why you could take. First of all, you got 2 burgers. That's first, or you got 3 burgers. That's first of all. Why isn't 1 burger, fries, and a drink enough? Why do you got 2 burgers, 2 fries, chicken? Oh my goodness. And that's what's annoying. So I go to Wendy's, I buy a chicken sandwich, some fries, and a drink. I've never, no. So Wendy's, you get the 4 for $4. It's chili, a cheeseburger, some nuggets, and a drink. That's my 4 for $4. It's 5 nuggets, a little bitty burger, some fries, and a drink. Or if I don't get the fries, I get the baked potato. But you mean somebody's going somewhere and eating 3 burgers, 2 fries, and drinking a big gulp? I want a refill. Let's continue.
Become psychological, so awareness and addiction can coexist at the same time.
Absolutely.
Fact. All right,
She said, I need to lose some weight, mama.
With Brianna's health in jeopardy, Chanel has started to second guess what she's putting on the dinner table.
What is that?
So when you were taught to cook,
Look at that big ass pot. A rapid one. I haven't been to Wendy's in 6 years. The last fast food I had was Popeyes. It was a 4-piece. 4-piece, beans and rice. What else was it? It was a 4-piece, some beans and rice. And I want to say some punch. I can't even eat the amounts of foods that they show on here. Yesterday, I had some tortilla chips and some Progresso gumbo soup. No. Yesterday, I had some chili. Chili with salsa, hot sauce, a single, and some sour cream. Chili, just plain chili. No nothing. The day before that, I had some Progresso gumbo soup, a can, and some nachos. Not even really, just the nacho cheese, not the that Whiz stuff, but you know, they sell shredded Mexican cheese. It's called nacho and taco cheese. Some salsa, no meat, no pico de gallo, no guacamole. Yeah, that's what it was. But to see a trough.
Were you ever taught about what foods might be healthier than other ones?
No, I was.
Girl,
Let me get back. Grew up in poverty.
And the other thing is I eat once a day. This man is dancing to the death that he's preparing. That is spaghetti, I think, with tons of Parmesan cheese and big ass pieces of toast. Oh my, garlic toast.
Stop the antics, please, and just come out with my stuff.
And she rude about it. Bitch, I'm about to hold this plate and say, come.
What is the rent? So you got spaghetti with Parmesan, sourdough bread with garlic butter, and ranch? If this shit don't fuck with you psychologically, I don't know what could.
Get it. That's the
You
way
need
you
to get some steps in anyway.
Don't be playing with my food. She over there drooling out the mouth. Oh my God, don't be playing with it. Stop playing with it, Mike. Come bring it to me.
And see that, and he's an enabler.
The worst part is that my weight.
See, a weak ass man. You see what I'm saying? Weak.
makes me less of a mom. And it's just hard because I'm not able to walk much. My weight has impacted my family by not allowing me to be able to interact with my kids like I want to. And I can't take care of them like they deserve.
My nigga.
Look at that plate.
I couldn't even finish that, and I'm the one with the problem. You gotta eat more, no, bitch. And I got hog mogs I'm related to, girl. I'm always the one. You want some more on that plate? You need to eat some more. No, some of us want to live longer. We want to still be walking the dog when we're in our 80s. You know what I'm saying? Going to bingo. We don't want to nobody.
No, I'm not laughing at this. This is fucking crazy. Does that spaghetti have meatballs and pepperoni engulfed in Parmesan with 3 pieces of garlic bread, sourdough bread with butter and garlic?
Wheeling us around in Walmart just to pick up 3 items. This is insane. 3 pieces of garlic bread. Is that a paper plate?
That's
They got a glass plate.
That's a ceramic plate right there. But listen.
Are we having dessert? What's for
this
dessert?
This is all they know. And like you said, trying to change. Didn't he pass away?
Yeah.
Didn't Irv Gotti pass away because he had like really bad diabetes? Because they said all you have to do, change your diet, change what you eat, change what you take.
We're not saying if it look good.
He said,
Wait, TBE trucking, you gonna eat this whole plate one night? I want to know how you throwing it down at your house. Maybe we need.
First of all, hell no. Second of all, I don't even know how. So one of them plates, cut it in half. Half of the spaghetti, half of it. In one row, start there. That shit is crazy.
Okay, come on, you gotta make your way to the table now.
You know, I contribute to the income in the house because I work a couple days out the week at a call center where I can sit and stay put all day. But when it comes to being a mom, you can't do that from a chair. You have to be active to take care of the kids.
That poor little boy.
But I can't do that now. So Monte has to pick up the slack for me for a lot of things.
All right. Here, baby.
3 pieces of bread, though?
All right. Wait, they both for her?
I was just about to say, I thought he was making both of their plates. Those are both their plates. So again, all of this.
Oh, I know what's going on here, Jazz.
Oh my goodness. He's trying to feed her to death so he can get the insurance money. You want to eat, baby? Come downstairs. It's sitting on the table. You want to eat, baby? Whew. I'm going to be able to eat all this. But I'm gonna give it a try. Good gosh, Shamali.
He trying to off her so he can get her insurance money.
Is he? Is
Why
that
else you feeding this? Unless he like,
he's slow too.
He
don't know no better.
It's not resilient. Yeah. Ugh.
We both take care of the kids.
They
And he
for
does
her
most of the
right.
hands-on things because I'm not able to take care of them like that. And it's hard for me because my kids don't deserve that. My son didn't sign up to have a mom like me. You know, yes, I provide for him. Yes, I'm a good mom to him, but he didn't sign up to.
You are not a good mom. Stop lying to yourself. You can't even walk him to the bus stop. Look at this. Maybe she's gonna have a diet
and that's
strike.
gluttonous. That type of shit disgusts me because why you need all that food?
You know, people would say we're wrong, Jazz. It's women who would say men shouldn't say anything about their weight because you should stay out of women's business. White people shouldn't be talking about the weight of Black women because their BMI chart is the European standard. They'll say we shouldn't be staying. We should stay out of women.
I've never. I've never had a trough of food on one plate, followed by a second plate, followed by a soda, and asking for dessert. I've never, ever, ever. This is like nightish. I eat once a day, literally. And with whatever plate I make, they never look like mountains. And then they waiting for the sour cream, tolling, don't even sit down until you bring the sour cream. No, not sour cream. There's a funny Looney Tunes cartoon about a big dog and a little dog, and they going out on robberies. And then in between, the little dog goes to sleep. Every time they went on their little heist to steal meat, the big dog would backhand the little dog and go, what he used to say? He would say, you forgot the gravy. Pow, and slap the little dog. You forgot the gravy. Pow, and slap the little dog. And at some point, the little dog got tired of being. That's what this looked like to me. You better make it's like a Rasputia and Norbit. Why's my damn seat pulled up? I told you don't be fucking with my seat, and if you gonna mess my car, you put my seat back where the fuck. Why's my seat all pulled up?
Women's business with our they'll talk so much shit about us just without addressing the problem, right? And I don't think we're doing anything wrong. We're reacting, but it's just the fact of backlash that we're in a society that coddles people's emotions about reality so much that we have to be forced to not deal with reality because there's so many people who are not living in it.
Yeah.
Even if you showed her, you know, this addiction was designed for you. Even if you say it's the system, this part is definitely, it can't work without willing participants. Like Hidden Valley Ranch, I'm sure we all got this in our refrigerator, but how much Hidden Valley Ranch money they give from you a year? You probably got not that much. You probably didn't took the expiration date. That's how much you don't use ranch. You see what I'm saying? How much money do you think they get from her?
This man just said on this chat, and I'm finna put the link on the chat,
in the South,
that almond is delicious. And that
you see what I'm saying? So let's step out of the whatever. I'm a capitalist. I see these particular people consume at an alarming rate when it comes to salt, sugar, liquor, whatever, as opposed to the frills.
The big dog doesn't care.
So now it's like, I want to be a billionaire.
Figure it out.
Unfortunately, the system has done quite a number, right? Not saying still using it as an excuse, but it has gotten a lot of people, especially people who are stuck in poverty. They're stuck in a system, and going outside of that system is uncomfortable for a lot of people. That's why you have enablers. They don't know any better. They're just going to continue to feed them bullshit because, like you said, and someone else said in the chat, if they are trying to help them, that means they have to help themselves too. And that's too uncomfortable. This is all they know. The system worked, unfortunately. This is exactly where they wanted a majority.
They want them to be in
that. This is exactly where they wanted them to be. And that's why when you try to do better, they make the better so inaccessible. It's expensive to get the nutritional food. It's expensive to get the gym membership. It's expensive to
grow calisthenics. Y'all are scaring me. Grow your own food by having a garden. Do some calisthenics, jumping jacks, cherry pickers, and all of the stuff. Here go a significant white woman wanting you to make a avatar with her so she can cut it off in the middle while she react to it and go, y'all could do some back door. If they wanted to, it's here. It's crazy work. Cherry pickers, you spread your legs far apart. You put your hands together like this. You bend down and you touch your left foot. You touch the center. You touch your right foot. Then you turn your hands around and you touch your right foot. You touch the center and you touch your left foot. That's one. That's what cherry pickers are. You bend over with your hands together. You touch your left leg till she gets upset. Then you let your wife jump in and do 6 strokes until she gets upset. That kind of thing. That's what a cherry picker is. It make it a family event. To work on that midsection. Shout out to the MF and shout outs.
Get the gastric bypass surgery or whatever the case may be.
I think a gym membership probably costs as much as this. Oh, right, we're looking at.
Yeah, because you go to Planet Fitness right now for $20 a month. You know,
go back on that McDonald's.
Having the motivation to even want to do that, and that's why I was talking about Irv Gotti. He could have saved his own life had he just.
No, she's at a lipo point now. She needs lipo. She needs a jump start.
That's what I was saying. Isn't that like Jerry? What do they call it?
Lap band or some shit. I don't know.
It's something bypass surgery.
Gastric bypass.
Yeah, and they pull all that out.
She need that, a lap band, fucking what's that nigga name? The bald one, Tybo. She need him, Billy Blank.
Billy Blank.
She need all of them.
Double time.
Yeah, exactly to her chin.
Have an obese mom. My daughter didn't either, but she's not old enough to understand, but he is. So
look
I
at the
change.
kids portion.
I have to change. But it's hard for me to stop eating because the world of food in my life right now is a comforter. When I have a letdown, I go to food.
Jazz, she gave her kids the quarter of the pan. This bitch took the whole pan and said, here you go. And they got a half of garlic bread. She just said, I'm a good mother.
But that is
I'm a good mother.
That is fucked up. Them kids got a scrape on the side of the fucking pot. And a quarter
of the plate.
A quarter piece of the bread.
I feel like it cures all and it helps me emotionally, and I don't know how to stop myself.
Yo, wait. This cameraman said, sit there, we're going to get this angle right out the pouch. Just right at the pouch. We're going to get it right there.
Hold it.
Look at this. Oh, that poor baby.
It bothers me because she was so perky, so energetic. But now, she's not that active person she used to be. Can you imagine being a Arabian horse, strong, ready to run, but you stuck in the body of an elephant? Bianca's like that.
Oh my
I know she wants to be that vibrant woman that can move around, but right now, she can't stand up and cook. She can't stand up and wash no dishes. I know that much. And that ain't cool. So.
Also, I didn't want to chime in on this conversation because every time I chime in on conversations about fat phobia, y'all just call me a fat black.
Here we go. Let's listen to this.
But I don't care. Honestly, the reason why I think so many black women are overweight is not only because of how disgusting the food in America is. I think that black women, like for women, hormones and like the way that our bodies react to food and nutrients is very complex in a way that I don't even think the medicine world, especially not Western medicine, has ever taken the time to care enough about to understand. So I think that just the way that America's diet set up just does not work with black genes, especially black women's genes. But also, I think that epigenetically, Black women have dealt with so much trauma. Like the reason why Black women have higher rates of PCOS, fibroids, just like hormonal issues, issues regarding their menstrual cycle, issues regarding lupus, and all sorts of autoimmune disorders that are.
Jazz, don't be nodding your head. She lying.
She's not lying, G. They don't take Black women, they don't take Black people's health seriously in this economy.
She
We were
acting like
used.
we some specific beings when we looking at it's just your habits. We don't have no evolving hormones since the 1970s, and it just we looked at it's the food, it's the laziness, it's the lack of activeness, it's the lack of intake to I'm gonna just say natural sugars as opposed to processed sugars. Even white bread got more sugar. You know?
No, I get what you're saying. I just think two things can be true at once. Yes, it's about your motivation to want to do better, but again, systemically speaking, we have always, especially Black women, have always been the last on the totem pole to take our health and our pain serious. Like literally, we are disregarded when it comes to the healthcare system. They don't take into account all of the things that our melanated bodies take on with different things that we're exposed to in this society. We shit for a long time. They didn't even think we could feel pain. So she's not wrong about that. But I get both sides.
Affect Black women way more is because of long-term chronic generational stress passed down epigenetically. Still to this day, Black women have never actually been given an opportunity to recuperate mentally, emotionally from the trauma in this country. And I think that that absolutely affects the way that our bodies process nutrients, and it's never going to be taken into.
Okay, so what I mean, Dondra, I get what you're saying. There are certain foods that Black women respond to, right? However, I look at we didn't just start eating or consuming dairy products. So before they created these fast food chains and these processed foods at an alarming rate, we were still consuming milk. Now, to Jazz's point, it could be how they're processing the milk. Maybe it's not, but I don't know. I'm gonna shut up, y'all. Y'all more educated.
Consideration because fat phobia is employed to make Black women feel like shit. It's a very important aspect of colonization to make Black women, amongst Black people in general, feel like they are worthless, ugly, useless. And fat phobia is rooted in anti-Africanness. It's rooted in the hatred for the African body, and it is exacerbated by the state of health within the Black community due to lack of access to fresh and natural food due to generational poverty, but also due lack of understanding of women's health and the Black body. Most of our understanding of health in America is based on white European bodies.
True.
Like dairy, for one, is not something that Africans process in a way that Europeans do. Um, Historically, Black people's diets were not very similar to that of Europeans. However, the American diet is very much based off of a European standard. So if we're eating the same food as them, but we're not genetically built to process food in the same way that they do, I feel like the outcome is different. And I think that it's very simple for us as a society to say, well, get up and go to the gym. But I think it's so much more complex. And I say all the time that people who just say get up and go to the gym are typically 99% of the time people who don't understand anything about health and only care about body image and looks. Why would we actually do studies on Black women's bodies and health and the way that they process nutrients when Black women being fat contributes to a lot of the hatred that we
I think it's because we understand that you process nutrients differently. With you being educated, why are you still processing these same nutrients that process in your body differently than everyone else that's making you larger?
Everybody's not
you're so educated and plus size.
But the thing is, not everybody is, because there was a concerted effort to make sure we were not educated on what was best for our body. So there are people who have evolved with a better understanding.
I wasn't educated, but I've never been big. And I come from a family of big people. I think it really just comes down to I eat to satisfaction, or when I'm not hungry, I don't just eat my feelings. You know, I think that is I think our emotions have a large part to play in how we consume these things. It's a feel good thing. I really don't think it's. I don't think you need the education other than your eyes to see.
You do, because it's not even about obesity. Because, like you said, you don't have to be obese. That doesn't mean that you're healthy. So just because there are a lot of people that are bigger than you that are healthier than you, that are healthier than me. So what I'm talking about is having the education on knowing what to eat, why you're eating it, what's good for your body. And again, there was an effort to make sure that Black people specifically did not be overexposed to the best things for us. So long, we're just now catching
So
up.
you're saying that Black women are active people. So we're comparing us who eat, we're unhealthy, but we're comparing a plus size person to say, yeah, she could be healthier than us, even though she's plus size, and it's the foods. So we're saying that possibly one day we can wake up and be as large as her because we're Black women, or there's some sort of special way when there has to be a difference in the only way I can believe that is if me and this person have actively have been active and having similar habits and their body just responded differently. That's typically not the case. They have not been active since PE when you had to run a lap and put that mark on the paper every time you came back down to your coach. They were cheating. They was cutting. They didn't want to get dressed for PE. It's a habit that starts younger, where most of us are not trying to do athletic activities or anything that has to do with running or anything that has to do with maintaining a healthy lifestyle when it comes to just physicality. Even the jobs we get are not really physical. I'm not saying, it's right or wrong, but just in that, to make it seem like it's just the education of food that got motherfuckers is fat, I just don't think so. I just think it's an excuse and a reason to be fat because the people responsible for you failed that responsibility. Shout out to El Nix. He said they do market and research and studies on everything from majority of society that has little to no discipline, target audience. Some of us even have an addiction to social media and toxic entertainment. Right. So if you know that social media is an issue for you, and every time you get up, the first thing you do is grab your phone, you're no longer a victim to it. You're choosing to have the thing that's following you into that trap. Shout out to Pac-Man Lucky. What are you eating today? I'm eating orange chicken and chow mein after we get off of here. How about you? Okay, very processed,
Spew on them. And then we feel justified in that hate because we live in a fat phobic society where it's like, oh, well, if you don't want to be hated on, just don't be fat. It's like a cycle of violence that Black women are encapped in. And it's based on epigenetic violence against Black women. Centuries of rape, centuries of violence, centuries of lack of access to healthy foods, centuries of denial of safe spaces to evolve hormonally.
Address the obesity crisis amongst Black women.
Here another one. Let's hear her address it. She said 56. It's so 56.9%. They're not saying so. I put 57 on here, but y'all can fact check. I put the links to the stuff after. They trying to, the numbers is all over the place. And that's to your point before. I forgot what stream we was on. Where what statistics do we trust?
Mm-hmm. And what are the statistics based off of when they don't prioritize Black bodies when it comes to healthcare?
That's a good
one. To fight pedophiles to the church cookout. And I think your numbers are wrong because only 56% of Black women are considered obese, which goes off of BMI, which I'm not even going to get into the racial problems with the BMI system. That's not this video.
She said it's the BMI system is racist. You think so? I think they did have a body type that was not ours, possibly.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
What if our body type right now,
like the beauty standard was based off of their standard?
What if our bodies right now fit the BMI chart, or Holly Berry, or Gabrielle Union, or Nia Long, or anybody else we can name, Kelly Rowland, Whitney Houston, before crack? You know what I'm saying? What if the body? Because I know people's gonna be funny with that. What if that?
Little, though.
She was always beautiful, but yeah, exactly. But what if those bodies fit the BMI chart? Is it still racist?
If those bodies fit the BMI chart, is it racist?
Mm-hmm. Let's think. It wasn't.
I don't know.
80% number you're addressing is actually closer to the amount of young Black women who reported Reported is the key word there. Reported sexual assault before the age of 18. So if we're really going to talk about health and how important health is and how we really need to work hard to ensure that people are healthy, we need to worry about the mental health of a lot of Black women. Because I know for me, if someone asked me if I wanted to be sodomized against my will again or get diabetes, I'm taking diabetes for 300, Alex.
This is why it's annoying. You trying to
That's a
justify
crazy.
and right. What does that have to do with anything? Talking about you worry about the pedophiles and before you worry about us being obese.
We can worry about both, you know.
That right, deflection.
The biggest issue we have within the Black community is we never want to deal with the root of why things are the way they are. Everyone wants to point the fingers at Black women and how we're ghetto and how we're loud and how we're overbearing instead of realizing that we're masking 24/7. We do not have any sort of protection, and the people who are supposed to protect us are typically the people who hurt us.
When people talk about Black women being...
Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
You know I had to gather every controversial conversation around the fat thing.
Obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. We are living in the...
Do you not hear delusion? Blame. I'm looking at her neck. Who's responsible for that? Donald Trump.
Let her
look,
finish.
look, and I look in the Trump era. Trump then did everything. Do we think she just got fat under Trump's first term or second?
I think the ultimate, because here's the thing, Lucky. Imagine if they would have left niggas alone. Imagine if they did. Imagine
stop giving her.
If they
Stop,
didn't
stop
process
giving
the
her
food.
Underground Railroad to escape this ass whooping.
Say it again.
I said, stop giving her Underground Railroad to escape this because you're trying to say, like, yes, girl, I tell you, it could be. It could be the white people. That's reason why you won't put that rib down.
Okay. Trump era. And look, those policies kill our people. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
It's the hallelujahs she had in there.
So a person that
it's the hallelujahs she had in there.
So is she saying because of the Black woman experience overall in America, it contributes to increased cortisol levels because you are under more stress than anybody else? Was that her stance?
No, what I heard was, you don't know how hard it is for me to drive past McDonald's and pass up the fact that I can get 4 railroads.
The thing is, she's right though. Everybody's body type is different. Everybody's genetic makeup is different. Everybody can't have the same type of gym routine, diet routine, or what have you. You know, you have to know what works for your body. So that that's what I'm saying. It's easy to just say, just go to the gym, but there are people that go to the gym and never lose weight because they're not eating right.
And you're a gym person. You know what she did. She went to the gym. When it started hurting, she stopped going. She tried a diet for a little bit. When she didn't see results within 2 weeks, she stopped doing a diet. That's what most of us do. That we're forgetting that it's a lifestyle. So now she crying, asking people to ignore her fat ass and blame Trump. Because under him, it's so hard. Because you don't understand. I don't get the same cravings as you. Yes, you get more, you get too much. You need to reduce it. Yes, those stomach cramps are positive. Your body's detoxing. Yes.
I just think
that's an excuse. And you got a whole show. Some white man made money off a whole bunch of big bitches being in that room making excuses for why they fat. Some white man made money off that. That's the system.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think there is something to be said about both sides. While there is a discipline factor there that could be at play, there still is a systemic issue as well that is not prioritizing the health of Black people the way that it should. Just people in general, because they're destroying the food. That's what I'm saying. The smallest people eat processed food every fucking day. That doesn't make them healthier than the bigger, heftier person, you know, that's not on the, or that may be on the BMI, you know? It's all just different.
that's obese, and if we're calling them
The question was, does obesity mean that you are not beautiful?
beautiful, right? You're a beautiful woman or whatnot.
So you can't be beautiful if you're obese?
I mean, you could still be beautiful, but like in terms of beauty standards,
whose beauty standards?
Well, the society that you're in.
Whose society?
Well, right
white
now, currently,
people.
Western.
You're talking about white standards.
Yeah.
And why the hell do I care about what a white man considers beautiful?
Because you grew up in the society.
What that got to do with me?
So you're programmed the same way we were programmed.
Nah, not me. I deprogram myself. I don't want no Caucasian or her beauty standards. Give me a queen. Give it to me chocolate. Give it to me caramel.
He bullshit because he know he would not fucking get the first video. What he just tried to do, and this is what I don't like about pimp simping. When you try to, you understand, I'm going to talk about the system because the system was not beautiful. And this other weak nigga who's scared of a challenge, well, no, because most of us as men do not find women a certain width attractive, including yourself. I haven't seen you take pictures and calling her a big black beautiful queen and she large as hell. I haven't seen you do it.
A good point.
Like this is just deflection to pander every time instead of addressing issues. And he's supposed to be a leader. Next,
Give it to me butter almond. Give it to me butterscotch. Give me fudge. I want a queen. I don't want no.
See, she's not who we talking about, but he didn't want to offend her. You see how that worked? Because he knew she would have been on that ass and he wouldn't have had a number later. Shout out to El Nixon back again. He said it's somebody else's fault that mac and cheese and fried chicken and gravy is so good. LOL. It's racism and hate to make her quit. Blame MAGA.
Listen. Oh, go ahead.
I'll read this up. Big Jaws. Thank you, Big Jaws. Why did our people fit the BMI into the late 80s, early 90s? What changed? It was not racism. It was chasing fast food and not being outside. The video was saying, go ahead.
No, I just thought that was interesting. Chasing fast food, or is that the most convenient, affordable thing for the majority of people in this country? Because a lot of people in this country are broke. So they go to the most convenient, most affordable option to feed themselves and their children. I'm not saying that you can't make better choices in life. I'm not saying that. We understand that also plays a part of having better outcomes. I'm just also saying that when there has been such efforts to destroy a group of people, it's hard to come at us now and say, well, you should have been doing this and you should have been doing that. Yeah, but there were so many roadblocks that stopped us from doing it consistently on a consistent basis long term. So yeah, like that woman that was talking about, what she was talking about, the system or whatever, you could definitely start making better choices. That doesn't need to be your main excuse. You can consider that the issue, but still do your part to discipline yourself and make better choices to be healthier.
I see your point. And you guys, it said the likes look a little low. Make sure you like the video.
Hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. All we doing is getting money. Show a nigga some love, nigga. Wabbly dabbly. Niggas out here don't love me, nigga. Hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't show.
Thank you, guys.
Pale princess. I'm straight.
But I don't obesity doesn't need to necessarily be with European women. That could be in the black community as well.
You can, but because you are obese does not make you unattractive.
That's a
and
fact.
you also have to make sure that we're not assuming that the obesity is strictly due to lack of dietary discipline, because you can be obese for genetic factors, you could be obese for medical factors, you could be obese for psychological factors. There's a lot of reasons why people are obese that has nothing to do with food. In fact, one of the biggest reasons that we do overeat, and black women in particular, is because when you are eating and drinking, the process in the brain that allows you to experience depression and anxiety, it is arrested while you are eating. In other words, we are calmer when we eat. This is why when somebody wants to get you to close out a deal, they'll invite you to lunch. Let's go to dinner and talk about that. Because if I get you comfortable, you're more likely to sign on as opposed 100%. If you're not. So people eat to stop thinking about their problems. The biggest reason we have obese black women isn't because they're in love with food. It's because they're in love with the peace that food brings them.
Well, we got
ain't no war on black.
Before we get to this, sister, what you were saying?
No, I was just saying, like, I can hear what he's saying, but we have to unlearn the idea of comfort food, because what he's explaining is comfort food. I feel comfortable when I'm eating. I feel peace when I'm eating. And I think one thing we have to do as a community is start educating ourselves to feed ourselves, not selves, but ourselves, feed our bodies what our bodies need to be healthy, as opposed to what may feed us to get a dopamine hit. And that's what he's saying. Like, oh, it feels good, so this is why they overeat. Yeah, well, we should unlearn that.
Yeah, yeah. Or get other things that make you replace something else that makes you feel
Right,
good.
a healthier version. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said we need more education.
Well, they tell that in addiction. They tell you to get something else. Like sometimes you just need to replace it because just going cold turkey, anything, people will relapse. And I think because once food is a drug for you, you will relapse. Big Jaw says actually cooking at home and properly planning is cheaper. Also, you can eat less when you weigh less. Yeah. I think when you have picky kids, it could kind of when you food prep, because what if they don't eat it? You know.
I come from a family where you eat what I cook. If you
I'm
don't
learning
eat, you
that.
ain't hungry.
I'm learning that, and kids really be sitting there not eating. Let's check out this clip, and then we
in there.
Women's weight. If you want to see a war on somebody's weight, go over to some of these other races and see how strict their men are when it comes to weight. A lot of these other communities, the women know to keep their bodies under control and keep their weight under control because they men don't play. Black men have given grace for a long time when it comes to addressing Black women's weight. They just now really coming out and talking about how dissatisfied they are with the weight of the women in the community. It's 2025, and a lot of y'all are still stupid enough to think that a man having sex with you means something, that it means that you're desirable, that it means that you're attractive. And because a lot of y'all are so male-centered, even though you lie and say you not, you hold on to extra weight just to keep that butt that you think that you got, right? A lot of y'all have been past thick, right? Nothing about you is thick. But you got a bunch of low vibrational pookies who be lying and telling you what you want to hear, all for the sake of having sex with you. And because you're stupid and you believe that a man wanting to have sex with you means that you're desirable and that he actually wants you, because you still haven't figured out in 2025 that there's no correlation between a man having sex with you and a man actually wanting you. You would think you dum-dums would know that by now, but I done seen several of y'all make videos and y'all sitting there talking about, well, they can't care about my weight too much because I still get ends, I still get dudes still smashing and ain't complaining. No, they not complaining because you still giving it up, stupid, right? But it don't mean that they don't like your body. It don't mean that they still ain't telling their homeboys how disgusting they think you look with your clothes off, right? None of that is still not happening just because they sleep with you. The fact of the matter is, a lot.
You said what, Jazz?
I'm just listening to her, and it's like if there's a man out here fucking something that he thinks is disgusting, that's weird in itself. I don't know if she was trying to make that like
seen them sneaky link videos, them sneaky
that's
links.
weird. Like I need for men to like hold themselves to a higher standard. Why do you allow yourself to put your penis somewhere that disgusts you?
Well, when you're in a
sex
drought,
really that serious?
It is.
That's sad.
A lot of y'all can't get to the next step with these men in relationships because they don't like your body. All right, you might be cool, you might be having sex with him, but at the end of the day, he don't picture himself being with nobody who physically look like you. That's why a lot of y'all ain't getting no dates. That's the reason why you only get you up late text messages. Like, they don't want to be seen with you in public. They don't want to be associated with you. They don't want people knowing that they mess with somebody who looks like you. And that's just a harsh reality for a lot of y'all to accept. So you have to lie to yourself and tell yourself that these men actually like you just because they're willing to smash you because you're dumb. Because ain't no way in 2025 you still believe that. But y'all definitely still believe that men sleeping with y'all actually means something. And again, the men are at fault for this. A lot of the men have lied to y'all, told y'all that y'all was thick when you've been past thick. Nothing about you is thick. it actually everything about you is thick, right? Arms, stomach, legs. But I said in another video, a lot of y'all won't get in the gym and lose weight because you so scared of losing that big sloppy butt that you'll keep it just so that you can have it because you feel like that's the best thing that you got to offer. You don't feel like your face really hitting on nothing. And the only time you really get compliments or men really say anything to you is when it's about your body. So God forbid you lose the one thing that's desirable to men when you're so male-centered and the only thing you care about is your desirability when it comes to men. So a lot of y'all will skip out losing weight just so you can keep that big, wide, sloppy mess in the back of you that you call a fat A, right? Just so that you can stay desirable to men who only want to sleep with you and don't see nothing else with you in the future. But at the end of the day, stop it. There's no war on nobody's weight, because if it was, you'd realize that you've had it easy when it came to how Black men address Black women's weight. And you would see these other communities, they don't have almond moms for nothing. They train their daughters from the time they born to keep that weight under control and to stay skinny.
She looked like she bought a cheeseburger away herself. But look, what I'm saying is this. I don't really think we need to frame it as you need to lose weight for men. Do it for yourself. It should not be, you see all these other men, they like these type of women. Let's stop centering what men want and start doing what's best for ourselves. That's my only pushback on that. But whatever you got, babe.
I think I agree that it should always be based on what's best for yourself personally. So I agree. I just think that the incentive, though, to get someone to do something is the men. The first type of pick me is a plus size woman. So I think it's not a negative if a man is an incentive because we know they want men. Look at these fat girls in these videos.
What happens when the man leaves?
It's not about that. It is about you, but you should also know you can't get another man. If you big as hell, you got competition. So it's like I just think it's such a negative when it's just like, oh, but girl, I have the preference. Don't do it for a man. Why not? She gonna do it for a man anyway because she gonna need a man. She gonna be desperate. She gonna be throwing it at somebody's fucking it. And usually big women have a stigma where if he down on his luck, he know he can use a woman. Look at Love After Lockup. You know, that's a good example. So it's just like that's the key thing to play on someone's insecurity. And they should care about themselves. But I think sometimes people need incentives. And just like she was saying, sometimes they think, oh, I'm throwing that ass back. It's so much content where you see women shaking their ass or doing sexual stuff or thinking it's sexy because they got ass and titties and ignoring the other stuff because they know that's how they can get men. So like to your point, if it's an internal problem that they're not fixing, then the man is a thing. If the man didn't give her access, whatever man it is, even a man cooking on her stove, if she didn't have a man making her 2 plates of spaghetti, what was she gonna do?
No, you're right. I just think we should, whether you're a man or a woman, you should change for yourself because every man you meet is going to want something different. This man going to want you in the gym. So now you a gym girly. This man like his girl a little heftier. I know plenty of men that love a thick girl, a slim thick girl with thighs, ass, and a little bit of a fupa. So now we're changing every time we get into relationships because this man wants this and this man wants that, or this woman wants this or this woman wants that. That's where it becomes a slippery slope because you have to want to do it for yourself.
Yeesh. Shout out to the shout outs. Let me see. Gonna remove this. Throw this up. We got 12 people in the building. Make sure y'all share that the night is back. What up, Dragon 5 Jones cousin? Make sure y'all let it be known that the night is back. New channel, new stuff. I have no post to say it. So I need the 12 people that's in the building to let it be known that the night's lair is back. I need some help to build the channel back up. Let me see. Where we got Dragonfly Jones' cousin is 3:30. Yeah. Support the channel by letting people know that the channel exists. But y'all know what I like to do at this time. I like to hit y'all with the Aaron Hall. Shout out.
We'll shut this motherfucker down!
That's all, folks.